Oh, hey everybody. I came across something from the store in Canada, Ontario, the GTA, called Computer Factory Direct, and it's called the Claw. It's one of those electronic arcade gaming machine things where I guess it drops down and picks up the candy and then it just drops it out. And I don't know how much these defaultly cost. So it's one of those as seen on TV products. But they were selling these and they had them for $20 brand new. Got this tape seal on the box and everything. And oh, it looked kind of cool, so I just picked one up. You know, having lots of company coming over here and just gonna make them pay money for some peanuts or some snack or whatever you put in it, or toys. And I'm going to hook up a voltage plug to this because I don't like using batteries. This thing says it uses 3 size D batteries, which is from what I researched 1.5 volts. So times that by 4, get one of those plugs that you can adjust the volts with. And I'm gonna hook it up and give it a shot and show you how it looks. The box is actually bigger than I thought it was. I don't know how to explain the size of the box. I would almost say this is a foot. I mean 12 inches, I guess. I don't know, it's quite big actually. So in a little bit I'll have a little display running of it. Okay, now, so I found this voltage plug thing here, and it's one of these ones you can adjust. Boy, I really should get another camera, some autofocus. But you know, it lets you set one of these typical ones that goes from 1.5 all the way to 12 volts. So I'm going to set to 4.5 and just hook up the positive and negative at the ends with this, and I'm going to start taking it apart. So I'm going to start opening the box and also do a box opening. Okay. Let's see. So, just opening up the sides. And yeah, I'm using the end pieces to cut the tape. Ooh, there we go. Getting there. It's pretty neat. Cuts the cover top and the bottom. And I'll take the plastic off. So okay. Okay, look at that. And there's a claw inside. And there's where it drops out. And right here, I guess is where I'm going to be hooking up the voltage plug. So, it's got some fake money, and I need a screwdriver now. So I'm gonna have to get the screwdriver. And hold on, there's something up here, some kind of thing you use to open and remove, tie, and crane prior to use. So there's some twist tie holding it. I guess I have to take the plastic off, and that's probably where you drop the stuff in, because it's screwed in from this side, the screws, and so you can't take the top off. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I just need to get used to this first. Let's see. Okay, I got the screwdriver so I can open up the battery compartment so I can attach this to it. It's quite simple. I kept looking more deeply into this and I noticed that the screws underneath here they are attached to the, you can see the stem that the screw is attached to. You have to screw off the top. But instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this Christmas snowman ball I found downstairs in it. So I'm just going to roll it in like this and drop it in for now. There we go. So when I get the power started, I'm going to pick it up and use it as a test example. It's kind of hard to see because of all the light coming from the window. So under here now, there's a battery compartment there. There's a on and off switch, a speaker for music, and I guess that's where the money stays after you drop the coin in. Looks like there's some kind of little push to the left side kind of edge thing to start it up. And of course the controls is forward, back, left, right, and to drop the thing up and down, of course. So if I get the screwdriver now, let's see, and I start screwing, I get it open pretty soon. Hold on. Okay, now I'm done unscrewing it, so I'm going to pull it up, and let's see. Oh, I thought I was done unscrewing it. I guess there's still a tip more to do. Okay, let's try now. So it uses 3 size D batteries, 1.5 volts, and of course, like on here I showed you, I'm going to switch it to 4.5, and I'm just going to use any one of these ends, you know, with the positive and negative. Probably just the easiest one, which is this one, and hook it and tape it down to some wires if you have any spare wires around. Or like what I like to do sometimes for fun is I'll get tin foil from the kitchen cupboard, you know, tin foil, and cut off 2 little strands and tape it to one end to this end, and of course you would connect them to the insides here somehow. Whoa, these actually don't look all connected. Like they all, like, I think they're all 3 separate power sources maybe. I might have to just put it to 1.5 volts and then split 3 sets of wires from each one. Maybe that's what I have to do. So with some tin foil, tape, and scissors, I just cut 2 strips of tin foil, and I'll use them like wires. I pretty much hooked up the one strip to one end, and if I do this right properly, I hooked up the other strip to the, the opposite end from this. So this will be the negative connection, this will be the positive, because this is the push out piece on the battery. This is the flat end piece of the battery where the battery hooks up. And after I hook it up, I'm going to connect like this piece onto this one here, and then of course this onto the other end. If I hooked it up if all the wires are connected, like touching, and you know, electricity should be going through it, and you know, after I turn it on, if it still doesn't work, it means I have to switch the positive and the negative around because I didn't get it right. But I wouldn't have to do that if you have one of these volts plugs that offers the polarity change. This one doesn't, so if I mess it up, I have to switch around the positive and the negative. And just to prevent things from moving around in here after, I think I'm going to just stuff some toilet paper in here so that way the parts don't move around and then, you know, it disconnects. Right now I'm using cheap lousy tape because I can't find any better sticky tape. Now I hooked up the negative to this part of the connection and the positive tin foil to this part of the connection. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it's taped on. So hopefully I did this right, and you know, to prevent things from moving around and the tape loosening up, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna suffocate it with toilet paper and then screw on this, leaving the wire out on it. Hopefully I hooked this up right, or else I have to switch, of course, it around. And make sure that if you decide to do this, you know, if you're afraid of a little tiny shock off of barely any volts, then of course keep this plugged out while you're doing this. And make sure your positive and your negative are not touching, or else it won't work. I decided I'm going to make sure I have this hooked up properly before I go any further with putting in the newspaper and then screwing it on, so that way I save myself some extra work. So what I'm going to do is just see if it actually works. So I'm going to plug it in. Of course it's on 4.5, and I said I'm going to use some real money. You know, the quarter with the deer on it, rather than the plastic money that comes with it. So from the upside down side of this, I'm going to put the money in. And what do you have here? It has music, which means I hooked it up properly. So now I'm going to record it. So make sure nothing doesn't loosen up, and once everything is stable enough, I'm going to screw on the top here. Hopefully I don't overfill it with too much paper, and then of course make sure nothing doesn't come apart while you're stuffing it, so it doesn't move. It's just my, I guess, my ghetto way of doing this. And try to leave a nice convenient spot for the wire to hang out, and then start screwing it. While screwing it in, don't over tighten it, because, well, for this one of course there was no space around this thing to let the wire stay out, so I don't want to over tighten it and then the wire gets cut off. Or I need to probably get a little drill and drill a little hole, so that way there's space for the wire, and then I can close it all neat and properly. So now, where is it now? Here we go. That's where the money stays. So now what I'm going to do pretty much is, yeah, the snowman thing is still in there, and I'm going to plug it back in a sec. I'm just going to take off this, you know, steel package thing, and then of course get the plastic off this, because I forgot to do that earlier. So if I take this off, it should come off. It's holding the plastic in there. Sorry, and my camera angle sucks while I'm doing this. I need to get better at making these videos. It's almost there. So hold on. There we go. I pulled that out now. Now I need to get the plastic off of it. How the hell am I going to do this? I'm going to have to get something and pull it out. So let me just figure this out. I managed to pull my finger in there and grab the end piece, and now I got the plastic pulled off. Thank goodness. So that way, you know, I didn't have to pretty much, you know, unscrew the whole top off to get the plastic bag off the cloth. I wish I would have took it off during the factory time, but I guess it would have, if all the shaking up and down, it would have scratched it or something. So now I'm going to close back the top of this. It's easy to drop little things in through this entrance, but not really. It's more easier to slip it upside down there, or to do the bigger stuff you have to like screw off the top or something. Oh, hold on, I'm struggling here. It's not coming. Anyways, I'll just leave that off for now. Don't want to spend my day trying to get that done. Yeah, I'm doing this on a bed and it's not stable. But here we go. I'm going to give it a shot, and here I go. So I put the money in, and it's stuck. I don't know why it's stuck. Hold on.